Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll have some expert advice on adapting to rapidly changing ag tech that's expensive but could save your farm some money. As harvest wraps up, soybean growers are facing the tough decision to sell or store in the face of low prices and market uncertainty. We'll visit a high-tech soybean production facility and see how it's affecting the industry. And we'll meet several generations of a North Dakota family running their farm together. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. The pace of new ag technology can be dizzying. Whether it's planting, spraying, harvesting, or other farm activities, technology continues to change the game. And as Jenny Schleck reports in this week's AgWeek cover story, given the state of the farm economy in the past year, finding efficiency is more important than ever.
Many of the new technologies can save growers real time and money. But not all technologies are going to make sense for investment by all farmers, says NDSU Extension Agriculture Technology Systems Specialist Rob Prue.
Gather your data, process it, and use it to make decisions. And I think your mindset should be flipped. It's like you should really understand the problem first, or the decisions you're trying to change, and have a pretty clear idea as to how a technology could improve the value proposition of that.
Tony Kramer is the product manager for planting, seeding, and harvest technologies at RDO Equipment. He says some of the new autonomous technology can be life-changing.
You get behind schedule, you can be running it all day, but when it's time to go home and get some sleep, we humans need a little bit of sleep here and there, you can turn on automation, and the automation can run that machine all night long while you're getting sleep.
Other precision ag technologies allow growers to target weeds and not plants, or precisely drop seeds only where needed.
Really what it comes down to is getting the seed and fertilizer where we want it to be for best opportunity for growth.
Kramer says it may be challenging to keep up with the rapidly advancing ag tech.
It's really hard these days with the amount of technology that's out there to go from 0 to 60 in one day, adopting all this technology. So have a plan, come up with some sort of a strategy, and start that adoption now so you can get to where you want to be in 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
In West Fargo, North Dakota, this is Jenny Schlecht for AgWeek.
You can read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com. 2 Minnesota farms had 2 different approaches to get through the challenging 2025 season. In central Minnesota, Raymond DeMars is finished harvesting soybeans and corn. He's pleased with a soybean yield around 54 bushels an acre. DeMars opted to sell the beans right off the field rather than add any cost of storing them. He says he sold them at a little bit better than break even. Near Faribault, Minnesota, Gail Donkers is seeing soybean yields of around 85 bushels an acre. Donkers says given the current market conditions, they opted to store most of the grains for now.
We have some corn and beans sold, but not nearly as much as what we normally have at this time going into the season that we are. So we are going to have to be really sitting down and taking a look at what's going on and making some decisions and making some sales and putting out some calls and that type of thing. So it's a tough market out there. And
those who opted to hold on to soybeans could be benefiting. The market saw an upward trend this week. The future price has climbed more than $1 a bushel since October. A new variety of hard red winter wheat will be available for growers to start planting in the fall of 2026. Ariana Schumacher gives us a closer look at SD Vivian and what it will mean for the Great Plains.
SD Vivian has been in the works since 2015 at South Dakota State University and is bred to be a high-yielding winter wheat that also maintains a high protein level.
This variety is able to maintain a higher protein at a higher yield level. So that's its selling point.
This variety is also drought tolerant, which is important in climates like South Dakota.
As you know, 3 out of the last 4 years we have been in drought. So this variety did very well in the central part of the South Dakota, ranking 1 in the central part of the state, as well as ranking 1st in the western part of the state and 3rd in the eastern part of the state. So that shows that it has broad adaptation with very good yield potential.
SD Vivian is a cross between Cy Wolf and Ruth wheat varieties, both commonly grown winter wheats.
Both these lines were really an excellent varieties in themselves. So what this does is combine the good points of Cy Wolf, which was a broadly adapted variety in South Dakota, and Ruth, which is a variety from UNL, and that had excellent quality. So Ruth brings quality and drought tolerance, and Cy Wolf brings the yield part and the tan spot resistance.
In the last decade, Siegel has released 8 different winter wheat varieties, each having their own selling points. But SD Vivian is well-rounded.
This one kind of brings in everything more for drought tolerance is its selling point, as well as maintaining higher protein content or higher yield. It's a selling point.
Siegel says when producers are looking at picking grain varieties, they should look at data from multiple years for the closest state performance trials to their location of their farm.
First thing is try and pick a high-yielding variety which is stable and then has good disease resistance package and has good winter hardiness, because it needs to survive the winter to have any yield.
In Brookings, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
This fall, SD Vivian was released for over 50 foundation seed growers to plant, and they have already purchased over 1,000 bushels of the variety. Up next on AgweekTV, we'll give you a look inside Bayer Crop Science's high-tech soybean production facility.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brent does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of Brent products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
I'm Ross Bollingberg, and I suggest working with Advanced Grain Handling out of Mayville, North Dakota.
Ethan Hansen from Blanchard, North Dakota, and I would definitely recommend Advanced Grain.
We're Jason and Justin Topp, and we would highly recommend Advanced Grain Handling.
I'm Brian Hoffman, and I highly recommend using Advanced Grain.
I'm Greg Nelson, and I would recommend Advanced Grain out of Mayville.
I'm Mark Stola with Stola Farms, and I would recommend Advanced Grain Handling Systems.
When you're ready for the next step on your farm, start with Advanced Grain Handling Systems.
At Vatterstad, we're partnering with North American farmers to create the perfect emergence. We're doing this with new and innovative tillage, planting, and seeding solutions, optimized for the field conditions that you face, and with industry-leading capacities to help you get the job done in short windows of time, so you can maximize yields. Vatterstad, we look forward to growing together.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, affordable health insurance, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
When it comes to grain storage and handling, Brock Solid Bins from Gateway Building Systems are built for the bushel. Gateway's expert team will help you maximize profits and keep your operation up and running. Gateway is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Don't wait. Expand your operation and plan for your future. Call Gateway Building Systems at 800-747-4499 or visit gatewaybuilding.com today.
Bayer Crop Science's high-tech soybean production facility is playing a large part in the region's soybean industry. I took a tour of the facility in West Fargo, North Dakota to get a closer look.
We contract soybeans for farmers to grow for us based on sales projections and varieties that we have in the region.
The Bayer Crop Science soybean production facility produces 2.8 million units or bags of soybeans each year.
They're grown, harvested by the farmers that we contract with, put into bins. We then start our sampling and quality testing, testing every bin that's out there, coming up with a plan and running that seed through the plant here, cleaning it, getting it to dealers when they want it as soon as we can.
When it comes to their soybeans, quality is of the utmost importance.
Quality. We
want to make sure that every bag of bean that leaves this facility is of the highest quality. That's our commitment to our customer. And so we prioritize quality over sheer production of volume that's sent out. And so, one thing we try to drive home to our employees that yes, this is a job, but we are facilitating the livelihoods of farmers throughout the greater region here. And so our impacts here within the facility impact people's lives and their ability to drive their livelihood.
Bayer also keeps a close eye on accuracy.
We want to make sure that all the information we relay to the customer is accurate. For example, if we have a mini bulk bag that has 2,000 pounds of seed in it, we want to make sure there's 2,000 pounds of seed in it. So it's just important to have a very high quality product for our customer because that's what they expect from us.
When the beans are being sorted, only the very best make it through the pick-through process.
Every year is different. Last year was very dry. We had a lot of fails for low moisture, which often results in low germination.
The facility serves North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, and Iowa. The current and future state of the hog market was just one of the many topics discussed at this year's Swine Day at South Dakota State University this week. Ariana Schumacher gives us a closer look at the market outlook.
Despite challenges in the pork market, one expert says there are some good things happening as we finish 2025. Matt Erickson, Senior Research Analyst with Terrain Ag, gave a presentation looking at some of the positive market developments for the swine industry, like good prices for producers, and how to navigate some of the challenges.
When we look at some of these margins here coming off of a down year in 2023, there's some positive developments with regard to where margins are now and where they're expected to be in 2026.
Erickson says even though the industry is seeing positive margins, it's important to make sure there are ample risk management protections in place to set them up for a successful 2026.
Making sure that you're aware of your risk management strategy, that you have a sound risk management strategy is going to be important.
Lower feed costs are good for pork producers.
2023 was a year when we had, we were dealing with $6 to $7 corn. Those feed costs were really putting a strain on overall margins for pork producers. Now we are seeing feed costs moderate a little bit, driven by lower corn prices as well as soybean meal prices.
Inflation is a big concern for pork and all protein industries.
These higher food prices, I think are putting a strain on consumers, especially at a time when inflation's starting to increase here up a little bit and wages are coming down a little bit due to a slowing of the job market.
Maintaining the consumer demand for pork and market access is key.
When you look at both pork and beef, consumer demand is still relatively strong there, but also making sure that we have market access and we've got places to go for our pork with regard to exports.
In Brookings, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
When it comes to looking at pork export markets, Erickson says the key one to look at is Mexico, one of the largest U.S. pork importers. Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll visit a family farm where several generations are working together to keep it going into the future.
Have what it takes to overcome challenges, raise more bushels, and grow a long-lasting legacy? Absolutely. At Peterson, we'll help you reach your potential and maximize returns on every acre.
Farming is more than just a job. It's a way of life. It's your hard work, your investment, your future. At Superior Grain Equipment, we're here to protect it all. From durable grain storage to gentle drying and handling solutions. We build systems designed to last, and we stand by you with service and support every step of the way. Superior Grain Equipment, proven solutions to help you grow.
The Crary Revolution Ditcher is the new standard for surface water management. The Revolution Ditcher leaves a smooth finished 5-foot flat bottom cut and cuts up to 10 inches in one pass. Throw dirt in either direction, up to 165 feet. Now with the hydraulic cross auger to break up dirt and keep you working faster. Check out the Revolution Ditcher at Crary.com.
Fertilizer bills cutting into your bottom line? With New Age Farming's Mycomax and Bionic, farmers are already saving $50 to $100+ per acre while building bigger root systems that tap nutrients already in your soil and the atmosphere. Less leaching, more water to every plant, and stronger yields across your acres. See how much you can save. Visit farmfungi.com and check out the Pick Your Profit program today.
With Labor Inbound, good help is never hard to find. Power your workforce solution through the H2A Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. We'll handle the details, so you can focus on bigger things. Find Labor Inbound at Big Iron.
You work well under pressure, fighting the clock to get your seed in the ground. At Peterson, we've got your back, always. Count on us to deliver what you need, when you need it. Peterson, seed smarter, grow stronger.
How will the weather fare as the region wraps up harvest season? Here's Lydia with their AgriWeather Outlook.
We can start taking a peek at what to expect for winter. Winter in the weather world officially starts on December 1st. We count seasons by every 3 months. So we try to look at December, January, and February all together. And with our La Nina setup that we've already talked about, and La Nina conditions that have already been observed with sea surface temperatures in the Pacific, it's likely that we have below average temperatures as we head into this winter, and slightly above average when it comes to precipitation, which of course in winter in our part of the world means snow. There are signals that you are more likely to have an active winter, a snowier winter the further west that you go on our map, and a little less likely as you travel further off to the southeast. Still, everyone here colored in green, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, which means we are watching out for above average precipitation as we head into winter. It's just an early estimation. It's not gospel at this point by any means, but we can start looking at it and planning for it. I thought I would show you then what does average mean? Looking at the past 30 years and giving you your 30-year average, that's what we consider normal. 30 to 40 inches across South Dakota, southern Minnesota per winter, 40 to 50 inches as you travel further up to the north across northern, central North Dakota into northern Minnesota, kind of the blanket statement. So then when we remember that we're forecasting above average snowfall into this winter, I looked at the National Weather Services from Grand Forks to Bismarck to Sioux Falls, and these are kind of what they're saying for a forecast-wise. 50 to 60 inches Grand Forks, 50 to 70 inches in Bismarck. Again, that's where I just showed you those darker greens with above average snowfall expected into this winter, and about 40 to 50 inches further to the south through Sioux Falls. I don't have any big snowstorms in the forecast right now. And it is typical with La Nina winters that the first part of winter is a little quieter, and then we ramp up the activity as we head into January, February. And in our part of the world, winter, of course, lasts even into March and sometimes early April. Above average temperatures, average though this time of year is closer to about 40, 45 degrees. We look fairly dry here with maybe some minimal precip chances as we head into about the middle of November. With those above average temperatures, I am thinking that we hold off on any big snowstorms at this point. We still look above average here as we make our way into now getting closer to Thanksgiving. This map takes us to November 19th. We're watching for a ridge in the jet stream, which keeps us a little more mild, a little warmer, relatively speaking, for this time of year, and fairly drier. Now, as we work our way closer to Thanksgiving, there are signals that a little bit of a pattern change with the jet stream starting to drop down and some colder air working its way into. With that comes the potential for some wet weather. We'll watch for that jet to drop down to the south, and that steers our low pressure systems, which are snow makers. So some wetter weather as we make our way, this map taking us November 13th to the 19th, so getting close to that Thanksgiving timeframe, where we'll have to watch out for not only turning colder, but the chance at snow. And then, of course, we'll watch for any travel impacts.
If you're thinking about upgrading dryers, which I think in today's world where there's so much more corn around to get a hold of advanced grain, we were able to cover for 20% more acres and probably 20% less time this year, mostly due to the dryer.
Our combines ran longer and harder than they've ever run in the past because we actually had the capacity in the dryer. We're Jason and Justin Top, and we would highly recommend advanced grain handling for any of your grain dryer needs.
With Labor Inbound, good help is never hard to find. Power your workforce solution through the H2A Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. We'll handle the details, so you can focus on bigger things. Find labor inbound at Big Iron.
Add more bushels to your hopper and money to your pocket by harnessing the power of air with Crary Wind Systems. Whether your beans are chest high or barely off the ground, Crary offers two solutions that add a constant stream of high-velocity air to quickly feed crop back to the auger, eliminating bunching, reducing shatter loss, and increasing your ground speed. Don't let crop conditions dictate your yield. Check out the Crary Air Reel or Crary Wind System today.
Are Peterson reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson, seed smarter, grow stronger.
At Vatterstad, we're partnering with North American farmers to create the perfect emergence. We're doing this with new and innovative tillage, planting, and seeding solutions, optimized for the field conditions that you face, and with industry-leading capacities to help you get the job done in short windows of time, so you can maximize yields. Vatterstad, we look forward to growing together.
Family farms dot the prairies, with many handing over the operation to the next generation. But one farm in central North Dakota still has 3 generations working on the farm. I traveled to Roulette and met with the men behind Armstrong Farms.
My dad bought the farm in the early 40s, and it's been in our name ever since.
Armstrong Farms has been in the family for over 8 decades. Glenn Armstrong took over the family farm in 1973 when his father fell ill. Before returning to the farm, he was a civil engineer. He has seen many changes over the years.
Because I can remember sleeping underneath a horse in the barn when I was 3 years old. I've seen a lot of changes. And of course, we used to use horses here.
The Armstrongs raise corn, soybeans, wheat, and canola. Glenn's son, Chad Armstrong, took over the reins to the family farm in 2004. He says working alongside his father, Glenn, has taught him a lot.
There's always things to talk about and answers and questions and everything else, and we can work together pretty good and bounce things off each other. It's neat to see all 3 of us out here.
Parker Armstrong, Chad's son and Glenn's grandson, is the latest Armstrong to come back to the family farm. He says his grandfather has left a lasting impact on their family.
70% of our family is in agriculture, and I'd say mainly that's because of Glenn and then his dad. So I would say that would 100% be why they're in agriculture.
Glenn turned 90 this past July, and while he has slowed down, he is still very busy on the farm.
There's one thing about this farm, there's an abundance of rock. So every spring I get to pick rock. And in the fall, I've been running a combine because there's a need for help.
I haven't really thought about it up until recent, but now that I'm here and realizing how old Grandpa actually is, it's pretty cool that he's still working as hard as he is and right alongside of us, and he doesn't quit. He doesn't quit till we quit.
Chad Armstrong also sells Thunder Seed. Still ahead on AgweekTV, we'll show you where farmers can quickly connect to customers to sell their fresh produce and meat.
When it comes to grain storage and handling, Brock solid bins from Gateway Building Systems are built for the bushel. Gateway's expert team will help you maximize profits and keep your operation up and running. Gateway is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Don't wait. Expand your operation and plan for your future. Call Gateway Building Systems at 800-747-4499 or visit gatewaybuilding.com today.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brand does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of brand products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
Fertilizer bills cutting into your bottom line? With New Age Farming's Mycomax and Bionic, farmers are already saving $50 to $100+ per acre while building bigger root systems that tap nutrients already in your soil and the atmosphere. Less leaching, more water to every plant, and stronger yields across your acres. See how much you can save. Visit farmfungi.com and check out the Pick Your Profit program today.
As your farm evolves, so do the challenges that come with it. At Superior Grain Equipment, our systems are built to make your job easier and help your grain reach its full potential. From gentle drying to durable storage, get the flexibility to market your grain on your time. Superior Grain Equipment, proven solutions to help you grow.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, affordable health insurance, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
When the COVID-19 pandemic shuttered farmers markets across Minnesota, it opened an opportunity to keep local food moving directly from farmers to buyers. Sassy Calhoun founded a Facebook group called Farm Direct Minnesota during COVID, when some farm produce was going to waste. On Farm Direct, farmers can market their products straight to customers with no middleman. 5 years later, the group has grown to more than 111,000 members. Farmers and producers use the page to list everything from vegetables to beef quarters, often selling products within hours.
If you're a farmer, you're a producer of whatever goods you have, it's a great place to come. Put your stuff there and let people know what you've got.
Her small operation relies on volunteer help, including a moderator who helps screen posts and make sure transactions are legitimate. Calhoun also runs a website with a statewide farm map. Producers can be listed for $50 a year. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. Ag officials in North Dakota and Minnesota are looking into a grain company after complaints from farmers about not getting paid for grain sales. And Minnesota farm groups applauded the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency withdrawal of its pesticide-treated seed disposal rulemaking. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.